Hey everyone, Jen at Ink Paper Rubber. I am back again. Sorry about the interruption. My phone was just really acting up. I think someone was trying to text me, and then I got a phone call, and then I couldn't get my phone to work. We are going to come back, and I'm using my tablet now. Forgive me if I kind of jump around. It's harder to use my tablet because the camera isn't in the center. It's off to the side, so it's sometimes hard for me to get it pointed in the right place. I did manage to go and grab some of my samples of the pretty glitter paper. These are from the Delicate Pastels glitter paper. You can see how pretty and sparkly those glitter papers are. So I just wanted to show that to you. All right, so let's go back. I think we left off over here. We got in some new sentiment sets from Poppy Stamps. This is a large set called Friendship and Kindness, and you can see it has some pretty large sentiments on here. It's a really great set. This one on here is from that set, and there you can see it is again. We also got into a little bit smaller sets, kind of the more normal size set. This one is called Greetings Basics, and you can see that it has just a lot of really basic sentiments: sympathy, birthday, hugs, friendship. So lots of great ones on that. And then this one is called Springtime Fun, and this has some great spring and Easter, and then just some basic sentiments on it. There you can see "You are an amazing friend" was used on this sample right there. And that one also was using this label set. This is one that we had in before, but it was very popular, the Caldwell label set. And you can see it's a set of 6 labels, and it's really great because you get the same label in 2 different sizes, so you can use them separately, but you could also layer those 2 together because they are the same shape. So that is a really nice feature of that. We also got back in more of the grosgrain ribbon and the grosgrain bow die. The ribbon die came out late last year, and the bow is a new one. And you can see here I actually did manage to find my sample that we had done with the ribbon on it, and you can see how beautiful that is. We used some glitter paper to cut that out. Even in class, until people went to put their card together, they thought that they were putting ribbon on their card. So that is how amazing that is. Next up, I want to show you, we got back in the orchard leaves. This is a great little set with different leaves on it that you can use for all different things. It actually coordinates with this die right here, the Adriana square frame, and then there is also the orchard leaf square frame so that you can use these individual leaves. They match up with some of them on there to pop them up. Just wanted to show you, Manna made some samples for me of some of the dies that we have, and she used the Adriana square and then also that orchard leaf, and you can see that the orchard leaf frame actually fits right in the square on here on the Adriana. Sorry, it's really hard for me to do this with the camera being in a different place on my tablet, but there you can see how that layers in there just perfectly. And like I said, if you want to, you can use this one to add extra pop-ups. Just thought I'd show you some other samples she made. These are not all things that we got in this release, but she made some really gorgeous samples. This is one that we got in previously, the Scribble Rose Trio, and you can see how pretty that is. She looks like she did an alcohol ink background there to cut out behind the leaves, and then some pretty shimmer paper for the roses, and I really like the non-traditional colors on that one. She also did some really cute samples with the Thanks die here. This is the Thanks outline die. You actually get 2 dies with it, one that does the individual letters and the one that does the background. And she used some glitter paper and just reversed how she did it on both of these. You can see how much fun that is. And she used some of the little whittle critters on there, the little sleepy fox, and there's a little turtle that has a little glittery shell. I can tell that a lot of people are off today because we have a much larger live audience than we usually have during the day. This is an older die, but we did get it back in. I ordered it for somebody. It's the Deep Sea Corner die, and it's a really pretty underwater die. Here are a couple of other samples that Mana made for me. One is with these new tree dies. There's actually a total of 4 in the set. Hey there, Luann. We have 3 of them still in stock, and these are designed to all layer together. The Meadow Haven collage, and the Bramble collage, and then the Rustic Tree collage. And you can see each one gets a little bit bigger, and you can certainly use them by themselves, but look what happens when you layer them all together. How amazing is that? Use a little foam tape to pop the different layers up, and a really amazing look. Another sample that she just did for me is for this die right here. We've had it for a while and it doesn't seem to be getting much love, and I think it's a really fun background. It came out at Christmas time and is great for that, but it would be great for birthdays, for graduation. I know that most schools are not going to be having graduations this year, so it would be really nice to send a nice graduation card to anybody that you know that is graduating. And this is what that looks like when you cut it out. You can see it kind of does those bursts there. We put some glitter paper behind the stars, and then here this nice sentiment, I love you more than all the stars. If you're doing graduation, maybe something about reaching for the stars. So just a really nice background, and Mana was nice enough to make me samples, and I wanted to share them with you. Well, hello there, Julie from Topeka, and Linda, welcome back again. So we got a couple of the 3D embossing folders back in stock. This one is the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. You can see how beautiful that is, and since I had to use my tablet for my live, I can't show you the samples, but they have them on their website, and it is really gorgeous when it is done up. And we also got back in the Heart Bouquet 3D embossing folder. This is one that came out earlier in the year, and it's been out of stock for a while. And it did kind of come out for Valentine's Day, but it would be great for weddings and anniversaries and lots of other things. And this is a sample card showing it, and right here just the center part is showing, but you can see here this is the reverse side of it. You can see it, and I think here you can really see the 3D effect. You can tell how some of those leaves are more deeply embossed than others, so that gives it a really special look. We also got back in a stencil. Everybody's been loving stencils lately, and this is a really amazing one. It is the Diamond Fractal stencil, and may not look like much in here, but we have come to really love it. We had used it to create some interest in the background of this card that we did in a class last week, and then Mana has it on a card for a class next month. Look how you can just add a simple sentiment and the little butterfly, and how beautiful that stencil makes the background. Last things we got in are from Birch Press Designs. Some of them are ones that we have had before. These are, with one exception, are their layering dies, and in each of these you get 3 dies, so it's a set of 3 individual dies, and they are designed to all layer together. And these 3 are all various triangles. This one is the Petal Triangle, and I know it's hard to envision what it looks like, but here is a card that we have done using it, so you can see when you layer the 3 layers together what you get. And then because it's a triangle, we did it 4 times and put them together, and this particular one is really cool because it kind of gives you that star shape there in the center. There are lots of other things you can do with it. Dave just last week did a YouTube video on using it, and here is a sample that he sent us using that same one, and he made this really fun card with an interesting fold here. He's got directions for doing it on his website, if you are on the YouTube, if you want to go see that. So you can see there it's been layered, but he's cut a card that has the opening there so that you can see wonderful through the opening, but when you open it up, it says, "You are always so wonderful," and then there's even room down here for you to write a sentiment. Another one of the triangles that we got in, and this is one that we didn't have before, is the Frilly Triangle. Again, you get 3 dies in here. They're made to layer together, And this is what this one looks like when you layer it together. Isn't that one so much fun? And again, this is one of those special fold cards. This one is kind of taped down so that it doesn't come apart, but the same thing, you can lift that flap here and have a sentiment inside there that's hidden until you open up. The final triangle is the Sunray Triangle layer. Again, 3 dies. And here is a card done by doing it 4 times, just like we did on the previous one, and doing it all together. But Dave showed a really fun technique, and Manna did a sample for me where we layer those a little bit differently. So they layer on top of each other and leave that little area in the middle for a fun image or a sentiment. The last one that we got in is we got back in this string art frame. This one was really popular, and here is a fun sample showing what that one looks like. All right, that's it for this go round. I do have a lot more to share with you. I will get to it as fast as I can. We do have a class tonight, and so I'll need to get set up for that, but if I have a chance, I'll come back with you. Just want to make mention of the fact, I know that probably a lot of you are not getting out as much as you have, and that's understandable. Some of you, it's probably pretty important that you stay in. If there is anything that you see in any of those videos that you really want to have, but you're not sure when you'll be able to make it in, just give us a call. We can ring it up right over the telephone, and then we can hold on to it for you until you're able to come in, or we can go ahead and mail it to you if that is more convenient for you. Alternatively, if you can't reach us on the phone or that doesn't work for you, just send me an email to jen@inkpaperrubber and tell me what you want. I can send you a PayPal invoice, and you can pay via your PayPal account or with a credit card, and then we'll have it here for you when you can come in and pick it up. All right, that is it for right now. Have a great evening, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.